Hi everyone, I'm Julia Fedorova. Welcome to the Sweet Art Master Kitchen Talk, and I'm so excited to introduce you my guest. Thank you for being here and share your knowledge. We truly appreciate it. And honestly, I don't think I'll ever have a guest who is such a mix of awesome experience, smarts, and respect. My apologies. I'm picking at my notes now. Then I wanna be sure that I made full introduction. And young generation, listen up. Absorb this information carefully. Be impressed and motivated. So my guest is a cake decorator more than for 50 years. She is the owner of Sheila's Cakery for 41. International judge, demonstrator, and teacher, White Rose cake decorator, chapter member, past director, and show co-director. Pennsylvania show past director for 6 years. ISIS life member, approved teacher, certified master sugar artist, and certified judge. Representative demonstrator, test administrator, ICJ lead proctor. She was my proctor and co-director in the 1991 Hershey Show, served on the ISIS board director for 5 years, vice president and president in 1997. Can you guess how many awards she has? So, almost 130. So, Best of Shows, National Wedding Cake Competition Bronze Medal, Mid-Atlantic Wedding Cake Competition First Running Up, ISIS Live Cake Challenge winner. She appears in Ultimate Cake Off TV show, and she is a member of American Culinary Federation for 31 years. Sorry for mispronunciation. Susquehanna Valley Chefs Association past president, chapter culinarian, and chef of the year. York Culinary School of Technology Culinary Council past president, and she mentored future culinarians for 25 years. She is the Icing Small Sugar Angel volunteer. Also, I would like to add, she is my godmother in cake decorating. So, dear friends, please welcome our amazing Sheila Miller.
Thank you
Hi.
very much for having me.
So, tell us how you started your journey in the cake decorating world.
Well, it started when my husband was stationed in Maine in the Navy, and the winters are very long up there. And we had a very small daughter. And when her first birthday was approaching, I wanted to be able to do her birthday cake for her. And another Navy wife knew how to do some cake decorating. So she taught me what she knew, and I was able to do my daughter's first birthday cake and everyone after that until she was an adult. And then it was time to stop. She could do her own cakes from that point. But from that, I just was inspired, and it became a passion of mine. I was always crafty and loved to draw. So those things entered very highly into cake decorating. So that's how I got my start while we were in the service. And then when we came home, my mother and my in-laws took their birthday cakes to where they worked on their birthday and shared it. And then the coworkers, when it was their birthday, asked if I would bake a cake for them. And that just kept snowballing on to the point that I either had to make a business out of it or quit because I was past hobbyist.
So, what is the most difficult part was for you when you started?
To get a business up and running, the legal aspects of the business is the hardest part because you have to check on your township or city where you live to make sure that where you want to open your business, whether it's in your home or in a building, you have to make sure that they have no restrictions about that type of business going in there. And then you also have to get different licenses, as like Serve Safe, and be licensed with your state for inspections, because you have to have a kitchen to have a bakery. And then there's the sales tax licenses and all those other legal aspects of it. Actually doing the cake decorating part of it, I had a sort of soft start, so that was good. The only thing that I will warn anyone thinking about opening their business, don't think that you can make $1 million the first year. That is not going to happen.
It's absolutely good advice.
Very good. And also, if you have a day job, don't quit your day job right away. I know it's very taxing physically and mentally to be working 2 jobs, but you cannot support yourself the first 6 months and have enough money to even cover your bills. So it's not the cake part that is most difficult, it's everything else around it.
It's absolutely true. What you would do differently if you start now?
Well, my business was an in-home business. We actually claimed 40% of our house as business when it came time to file our taxes, because I had not only a kitchen, I also had showroom for my brides, and also I sold cake decorating supplies and candy supplies to other artists. So I had retail space as well. So with all that in the house, if the business came before the house, there definitely would have been a dedicated door directly into the shop, rather than the way we had to configure our house. And also, it's in the basement. So that means there's 12 steps to carry every wedding cake tier from the kitchen to the vehicle that you're going to deliver the wedding cake in. So take the aesthetics into consideration when you're planning where you're going to put your business.
Thank you for your advice. So I'm picking my notes because I have a long list of questions. So about competitions, as I mentioned before, you competed a lot. So do you remember this first cake competition?
I do. It didn't happen to be a large cake show, and it wasn't literally a cake show. It was just a division at our local York Interstate Fair. They had a decorating cake area that you could enter. And what I entered was, and it was all real cake back then, it was a 3D fishing creel basket, and I hand-shaped a marzipan fish that laid in front of the creel, and that was all sitting on icing grass. And it did take a first place. They did not have ribbons at that time. They had cards that was printed out blue, red, and white. And I was a little bit upset with the curator of that area, because they stuck my first place card underneath the icing, so it got a grease stain on it. So I had to wrap it in saran wrap to preserve it.
But you still remember this card. So
those things you do remember, the firsts and many other cakes after that. It got to the point that I entered at the York Fair for 3 years because I was still an amateur, and pros were not allowed to enter there. So when I actually started Sheila's Cakery, I could no longer enter at the fair. So then I had to find other competitions, and that's when I traveled to Maryland and Virginia and ISIS and other places as well.
So you have more than 120 awards. So tell us about the most memorable for you.
That's like asking me to pick my favorite child.
Yeah, pick one, please.
There are several, but they stick out in my mind for different reasons. Um, One big one that you mentioned in the intro was the live challenge at ISIS when we were in Kentucky. That was a team effort. I had two other teammates with me, and we were called the Three Must-Do Tiers rather than the Three Musketeers. And we were in contention with three other teams, and that was like a 5-hour live challenge with an audience and then the judges watching the entire time. And we were lucky enough to pull off the theme, which was anything related to Kentucky, and we did win first place there. So that was quite an experience to be able to compete against peers at the international level, because there was a team from out of states that was also in this competition. So it was very camaraderie, but still we had competition. Some of the other awards that we had in mind, when I say we, Gordon and I entered gingerbread competitions, and he would help roll out the dough and do some of the cutting, and then he was sort of like the roofer. His job was to put shingles on any one of our buildings that we did, and we did take a first place in the replica division at the Peddler's Village. That was years ago, and what we entered there was a replica, because they had different categories. The one that we always entered was replicas, and that was the governor's mansion from Colonial Williamsburg. And that picture that the site took even made it to Americana magazine, that there was an article in there about our house.
I saw the article.
Yeah, that was very, very nice that, it hit a magazine out there in the public. And then another competition where we won with gingerbread houses was at Strasburg, historic inn here in Pennsylvania. And that time we entered the church that we were going to at the present time. And that whole system was 3 feet long, and it had a gorgeous stained glass window at the front of the building that Gordon rigged up a battery operated light system inside, because there were 21 stained glass windows in this church, but we only had the large window cut out, and the lights shone like it was lit inside. And through the rice paper that I painted with the colors, it looked like the church was lit inside.
Thank you so much. It was amazing experience, I'm sure. So you are the co-director of White Rose Sugar Art Show and Competition. And the show, if people don't know, it is the oldest cake show in the youth. And this year it's like 45 years, if I'm right, right? So
Correct.
congrats. And tell us about your show, about the competition and the classes, etc. So just let people know about, and I'm sure we have absolutely shortage cake shows in the youth. People, it is the only one and the oldest, so you must attend.
We have done a lot over the years changing the rules because, every year something new comes out and we try to incorporate that. So we try to stay up to date. The show will be Saturday and Sunday, November 1st and 2nd, and it will be held in York, Pennsylvania at the York Technical School. And we were able to get quite a few good teachers for this year. We have, let me pull them up here so I get them right. We have Jessica Numbers, and she's going to be doing gel art. That is something that I learned years ago, and then it sort of seemed to not be as popular. And now all of a sudden it's coming back, and she does an excellent job of teaching a class on that. I've taken just at one of our Kid Club meetings, she did a demo, hands-on type of demo that we all got to work on a piece, and she's very good at it. And then we also have Carmela Fitch, and she is going to be doing a bas-relief lion head purse. And I know that Julia knows about that purse. It was in her show. So
awesome purse. So people, if you have time, just learn, because this bag was absolutely amazing.
It was very nice. And she's going to be teaching that, and it's going to be a 6-hour class. So you're going to be getting the full lion head for that. And then we also have Colette Peters, and she's going to be doing a wafer paper flowers class. And we also have Jennifer Mosher, who is going to be doing tropical paradise cookies. So you can go onto our website. It's whiterosecake.com, and that will get you to the registration form for all the classes, and also for the reunion, which I will get to in a little bit. But at our show, we try to do a theme every year, and this year we're doing tropical paradise. So anything that inspires you as far as tropical will be acceptable. Now, the entire show is not themed. There is one particular category that has got to have that theme to it. The rest of the categories and divisions is open. You can do anything that you want for those. We also have a tasting division, and we have white and yellow, we have chocolate, we have fruit and nut, and then every year we have one category that changes, and this year it is tropical. And that entry, if you so desire to enter it, will have to have at least one tropical ingredient within the cake. And all of the rules and regulations are posted. Registration is open for the show. So we do already have registration started. So get your entries in. And this year we ask that you name your entry so that it's a little bit easier for photography and People's Choice Awards and that kind of thing. So that should help a lot. Again, we learn from past experience and suggestions, and that's one that we decided to start with. At the show, we have a live challenge, and that's only an hour long, and it's not involved that you have to bring anything, because number one, you're not allowed to bring anything. We supply everything for it. All that you need to do is pay the registration fee for the challenge. And what is in your goodie bag sitting on the table is all that you get to use during that challenge. And we have some very fun experiences from the past.
Absolutely. I would like to say, if you are not competing in the challenge, just come and watch this hour worth of it. It's absolutely amazing experience. You will love, you will enjoy. So just bring yourself to the show. And by the way, I added all links about the show below of the video. check this website, sign up for competition, and enjoy the show.
What we like to have at our show is a lot of fun, no matter what the theme is. We do some decorating around the room. And this year we have another little surprise that I'm not going to even hint what it is, but by the end of the award ceremony, everyone will see what I'm talking about. So we always have to have that element of mystery in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now we do have an exceptional demonstration area. It's at a Votech school that has a culinary program. So we use their theater style classroom that is elevated. There's camera and overhead mirror. So everyone has a very good seat no matter where you sit in the room.
Yeah, it's very important when you have a demonstration to have a good view and good sound for people just listen and learn. So I know you have a. Oh, so let's talk a little bit about ISIS. So for me, ISIS was my family. So when I started my journey in cake decorating, I couldn't speak any English. I don't know anyone in this country. So I'm so grateful to ISIS for love, for help, for everything. So for me, it's huge loss. Like again, like I lost my family because I had experience with this. So tell us about your experience with ISIS. How you find out about, how many years, how many friends you meet, and about everything. So tell us more.
Okay. When the White Rose Cake Decorators formed, I had a couple people that I knew where I bought some supplies, and they were saying, hey, you know, we're going to start a cake club. So I went to the very first meeting and became a charter member of White Rose. And there was a couple people going to Country Kitchen, and I know a lot of people know about Country Kitchen. I was honored to meet Mildred and Wilbur Brand, who owned Country Kitchen at the time. And Mildred was teaching a 2-week comprehensive class on cake decorating. And I was able to go. My husband was a very big support of my career, and at that time our daughter was 6 years old, so he got to keep our daughter as well as other family members too during that time. But while I was in Fort Wayne, Indiana, going to that class, that's where I learned about ISIS, because Mildred and Wilbur were also members of ISIS. So I missed charter membership of ISIS by 6 months. So that's when I joined. And just like you, I consider ISIS my extended family, because we have friends all over the country and actually the world at, you know, as we got to go to conventions and learn to know other people. Then after we got to convention, I became rep for Pennsylvania when we had state reps, and I did that for a number of years. So I got to know a lot of other representatives from different states, and sort of another step up was going on to the board of directors for ISIS, which I did. I served a full term, and then I was asked to serve 2 partial terms that I filled seats that became vacant for various reasons. But during my initial term is when I became vice president and then president. And when I was president, it did happen to be down at Disney World, and that was the largest convention ever.
How many people?
There were over 2,000 people in the banquet, and we had to use an overflow room beyond the regular banquet room. And when we opened that show, Betty Jo Steinman, the founder of ISIS, and myself and Mickey and Minnie got to cut the ribbon. So that was something special when we were there. And then also during my tenure, I was a convention liaison. So I got to go to a couple site inspections. And they were a lot of fun because these cities tried to outdo each other and show us the best that the city had. We had limo service right to the door, and they sent us airline tickets and took us one place. At that time I was president and the other convention liaison. They said, we're going to a concert tonight. I said, oh, okay. And who are we going to be hearing? Well, that's a surprise. When we got there, it was Tony Bennett. So that was a very nice experience that I never probably would have had in the city.
It's nice to remember, I'm sure.
Yes, yes. So, and then from there, ISIS started the CMSA CSA program to certify master sugar artists and sugar artists. And I thought, well, what can I lose? You know, the most can happen. I don't get a certification, but at least I know I tried. So I signed up for that, and that usually happened the end of July. And you could sign up within 1 year ahead of the time. And I had my first nightmare in December that in my nightmare, everything was going wrong and I didn't finish in the allotted amount of time. But then when we got to the real thing, my husband was my assistant. They could not coach, but they could mix icing and wash equipment up, but they could not touch your front table or do any part or coach you. He could give me time frames like, you're falling behind 5 minutes, pick up the pace, or okay, you're going good right now. Do you need to take a break? You might want to do it now, that kind of thing. And you also had to plan your work, because you had to take a lunch break. So you didn't want something half finished when you went to lunch. So that was an 8-hour adjudicated test. And I was fortunate enough the first time to get certified master sugar artist. And then I actually was the lead proctor for that program for a number of years and helped to rewrite the manual that went with it, because we wrote that every year, made changes as we saw new products coming out that could be used that were considered edible. For instance, I was just talking to someone the other day that did not realize that corn silk is edible and that can be used on cake displays. So we added that into the mix of the guide that it is a substance that's allowed. And then we went right into the ISIS judge program. That I was appointed by the president of ISIS at the time to chair that committee to actually get the program up and running. And again, we had a committee of 6 people that we formulated the guide for the judges. And that was actually over a 2-year process till we had that where we wanted it before we went public with it. And both of those programs were extremely well received. And the judging program is still in the background right now. The certification is not at present. I don't know what may happen in the future. Time will tell on that. But and even us committee people, we had to take the test for ICJ before we were able to be awarded the certified judge status by the board of directors. So you don't get a free ride.
Absolutely. It is ISIS policy. Everyone is even. So
Right.
about ISIS again, I know you plan. You are planning our reunion. So tell us about the reunion. It is absolutely amazing idea. And for ISIS members, if you're watching us, please join us in New York. We are dying to see you. So we miss you. So please come in November and just enjoy our company.
How this all came about, one thing that the pandemic did for our Cake Club, we gained members because we began Zooming our meetings. And because we were on Zoom, we were not limited to members who just lived around York, Pennsylvania. It started to spread, especially when ISIS dissolved. A lot of people wanted still to be in touch with the Cake community, and our dues for our club is very minimal. So it's everyone can afford it. And because of that, at this present time, we have almost 30 members in our Cake Club, and they come from New England, Maryland, Virginia, Tennessee, New York. So they come from all over. And the gang from New England, when they came down to our last show, they were talking in the car, and they said, let's pose this question to the White Rose people and see if they would like to maybe host a reunion along with our show. So at this present time, Cindy Marshall, who many of ISIS folks know, is the chairperson for the reunion. And, we're working with our executive board of White Rose, and we have a place that is a deposit is placed on the room. It will only hold a limited number of people. So October 1 is the deadline to get your registration in if you want to attend the reunion. It's only one exit away from the cake show on Route 83, so it's not a far drive. And it's called Heritage Hills Golf Resort, and that is one of our hotels that we list. We do not block rooms because that can be a little bit of a challenge when it comes to the legalities of blocking rooms. So you are on your own. You can pick whatever hotel you want to stay in. But, if you want to be in close proximity for the banquet as well as sleeping, that's the one to go to. We do have some surprises for the banquet as well. And it should be a fun evening. The cake show closes at 5 o'clock on Saturday, and 6 o'clock will be social time at the banquet with dinner at 6:30. So we're giving, that hour for you to get from the cake show to the social time at the banquet. Again, that is on the the White Rose website. You can find the form to fill out. There's 3 ways of payment. You can make out a check. And I just happen to be the treasurer of White Rose Cake Decorators, so the checks will be mailed to me. But you can also pay by Venmo and also Zelle. We have those set up by internet. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible, and hope to see everybody here. And you know, we're called the Keystone State, and that means that we touch so many other places. So it's not that far a drive for New England, as well as the Eastern Shore, um, below the Mason-Dixon line, as well as um, a little bit to the Midwest. But we also have some folks coming across the country, and I'm going to let that be a surprise for right now too.
So, as person who come to York each year, I would like to add it's tons of hotels nearby. Uh, it's up to your budget. You can find something suitable for you, but it's lots of hotels nearby. So parking is available near the school. So huge parking. So it's easy to drive or just fly and rent the car. So it's no problem to come and enjoy your weekend. Spend your weekend in Pennsylvania. It's especially in autumn. It's so beautiful. Believe me, it's absolutely worth it.
As long as we have a late fall, you will still see color. Some years, if it's very chilly in October, there'll be some leaves, but not at our peak. But talking about airlines, the Harrisburg International Airport, and their code is MDT. You actually fly into Middletown. That is only 45-minute drive from the school. And also BWI, Baltimore Washington International, that's only about an hour and a half. It's tendency for Baltimore to be a little cheaper, but it's twice as far. But they're still both very drivable to get to York.
So again, links about the show and reunion below of the video. Click the link, check out website, and just make your travel plans. So, people from ISIS, we would like to see you, meet you again, and enjoy our evening full of memories and everything. So, Pennsylvania is waiting. Just make your travel plans. So, again, my question about the competition. I know the rules already on the website.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, do you have a due date for competitors?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Do you have a due date for the competitors to apply for the competition?
Due date is 1 week prior of the cake show. October. That one I'm not remembering off my head. We proofread that a long time ago, but it's 1 week before. And we're not doing any on-site registration this year. Everything needs to be done online.
So that is why I'm asking, because I know you changed the rules, so people should know about, because some years you can just bring your cake and register at the show. Now you can't. So make your schedule and apply on time, please. So again, rules on the website. Uh, I'm sure everyone will help you if you don't understand the rules or you have any questions. Uh, I competed a lot, and I had tons of questions from organizers and judges. I sent questions. I always had answers. So don't hesitate to ask. Just make your piece and bring your piece. Enjoy the show. Even a prize. By the way, Sweet Art Master sponsoring. We provide some prizes like other sponsors. So this year will be lots of prizes. just join the competition?
We have some very nice, generous sponsors who have already signed up, and we have not done one-on-one contact yet. We usually send that out around the 1st of September. So just from our website, we already have over $3,000 worth of prizes that are going to be given away. So they're going up in price. And
Yeah.
the goodie bags are going to be stocked full of things.
So you have a goodie bags as well.
Everyone who is a competitor will get a goodie bag.
Awesome news. So just attending as competitor, you already win something. So it is a big prize. So
And what we find is that whatever their registration fee is for competition, the value of the goodie bag is more than what you pay in registration.
it's a deal. It is a deal.
Yep.
So Sheila is not only amazing cake decorator, organizer, show director. She also now an author of amazing book. So I added the link for this book below of the video as well. So you can find this book on Amazon. Hurry up and enjoy the book. And Sheila, tell us more about your experience like author, how you find the time. You are always busy. When I send you the message, I always think Sheila is busy. I just need some advice or something, but I cherish your time and always think twice to send something because I know you're always busy.
I always have time for you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you for mentioning my book. This was not intended. I am not a writer from day one. This is my very first published book. Now, I have written a lot of articles for magazines and newsletters on the cake decorating world side of things. For many years, I've had articles published, but that's not a book. Those are just little articles. But how this came to be, it's just a memoir, and it began because of my husband, who many ISIS people know of, Gordon Miller. He was diagnosed with cancer and given a terminal prognosis, and lived through that for 9 months. So the book starts with his the experience around finding out, and it actually did start at ISIS when we were in Reno. So the first chapter is actually from the time that we were there at the last ISIS show. And I'm sure that readers that read the book will recognize places and some of the names that are in there, either by name or in general. It's not only a memoir, it's also a practical guide for the patient, the caregiver, and the survivors. And that's at the back of the book. I hired a professional editor, and she literally broke my appendix into 3 different groups. One is helpful hints. The second set is dealing with an estate of your loved one. And the third is lists that you may need that you can actually check off when you have completed these things that need to be done following, especially the death of a spouse or a family member. The name of the book is Through Life and Death. And then the subtitle is A Caregiver's Journey and Practical Guide for Navigating a Loved One's End of Life. It's a an easy read. I've had a couple people already get back to me that have read the ebook. Now, the ebook is available. The paperback softcover is not available as of yet. They're telling me it should be in print by September the 6th. So if you want the softcover, you'll have to wait a little bit. And if you go on my Facebook page, Sheila Miller, you will see that. I will definitely tell everybody when it's available. And I do list myself as Sheila Miller because there are some other authors as Sheila Miller.
Yeah,
There's a
I
lot of
checked
Millers
it
in the
yesterday.
world. Yeah. How this all got started, I didn't intend to write a book. I did not even journal during the process because I was too busy caring for Gordon and being chauffeur to many appointments, medical appointments and things. But one morning I was sitting at my computer and I just started to type, and I had a whole page full of things about our experience, and the whole page got full. And as I told other people about it, they said, you need to write a book. What you're telling me, other people need to know, because a lot of times, and when you are in that position, you're almost in a state of frenzy, maybe not the whole way to shock, but if you read this ahead of time, you're a little bit more prepared and your mind has more knowledge. It's education that you need to have before you go with the medical community, because you know how they throw the big words around. You got to stop them and ask questions. And I do a lot of that in the book, that I'm explaining things that happen to us that people need to know. If you read the back of my book, which you can read that online, if you go to Amazon and pull up my book, you can read the whole back. But it says there that I want to educate, enlighten, and have people get an inspiration from my book. So I was in a hurry to get it out because I want to help other people who might
Like
be
always,
getting.
Sheila likes to help people always. It doesn't matter. It's cake decorating in real life. She is a helper. She is a absolutely amazing person. So if you have any questions, I will add her if I can. I will add her Facebook page below all the video if I have your permission. So don't hesitate to ask. She always happy to provide information and advice. She absolutely amazing. Believe me.
Thank you. I appreciate your comments. And you're wonderful too, to do this so that other cake decorators can have another outlet, because there are so few right now.
So I would like to show us cake decorators and bakers and our industry entrepreneurs like real people. We are people with our lives, with husbands, children, with hobbies, etc. We just not the people who provide piece of cake. So we have a life. So and we have something to share except piece of cake. So and like I like to add, we don't make cakes. We make friends. So I think this my program, my interviews will help people to make friends, see us in other sides, and make it more casual, and maybe it will keep so we not so busy, not covered with creams, etc. So sometimes we very nice and can tell something except cakes. So just join us in person or just online. Just let's start online and join us in York and maybe New York next year. So
I
let's do something to rebuild our community, because again, from thousands people in the past, and we don't have like few people right now. Just support each other, because if we don't support each other, who will?
That's right.
So let's start support our community right now. Check website whiterosecake.com. Go to the website, apply for competition, or just buy tickets and support. Or if you can be sponsor, I'm sure they happy to have you. Just let's do something. So I think we will continue our interview with Sheila after the ISIS reunion and the show, and I'm sure we can add some pictures of winners and other pictures from the event. So again, if you have any questions, send them to me or to Sheila. We will be happy to provide answers. So today, I think we would like to say thank you so much for your time and your knowledge. We so appreciate it, and we would like to have you like in December or January. It's up to you again about your schedule. So thank you so much.
May
Love
I make
you.
one more comment? We are also accepting applications for vendors at our show.
Yes, yes, absolutely. They have a huge space. This venue absolutely beautiful. And again, we have a shortage of show. Be vendor, be sponsor, be competitor. Just be part of our community. See you soon. See you in New York, online. Enjoy your day, evening or night. We love you. See you
Thank
soon.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye.